It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, early voting gets underway this morning, got underway at 8 a.m., or gets underway at 8 a.m., runs till 5 p.m. Advanced voting also be held Saturday, October 16th and Saturday, October 23rd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Cracker Williams Annex Building located at 245 East Bay Street in Jesup. Once again, the early voting period runs for several weeks with the election date set for Tuesday, November 2nd. Due to election law changes, a voter must submit their application for an absentee by mail ballot no later than October 22nd. The earliest date an absentee ballot can be mailed out to a voter is today. Again, they asked you to note the following important change in advanced voting location. The advanced voting location for the November 2nd election, advanced voting has been moved from the Wayne County Courthouse to the Cracker Williams Annex Building, again located at 245 East Bay Street. Again, early voting today from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Election day voting location for the Jesup City voters in District 1 and 2 have been moved from Bennett Union Church to Hallrich and Recreation Center, located at 644 North 4th Street in Jesup. And the election day voting location for Scriven City voters has been moved from the Grace Community Center to the Sam Dreyer Community Center, located at 219 Flory Street in Scriven. Several contested races, all contested races in the city of Jesup, including the mayor's race, which is between Ralph Hickox and Tyrone Johnson. The 3 city council races are contested. District 2, incumbent Don Darden and Pamela Schumann on the ballot. District 3, 2 candidates Tim Cockfield and Stephanie Williams. And in District 6, incumbent Bill Harvey and Heather Ullman on the ballot. In the city of Scriven, just 2 contested races. Seat 1, incumbent Brandon Harris and Adam Pruitt. Seat 5, incumbent Lonnie Murphy and Tony Brinkley. Others return for another term on the council, including the mayor, Jason Weaver, council members Lee Stevenson, Raquel Wright, and Bobby Gray. Once again, the election date is Tuesday, November 2nd, but again, today begins the early voting period. Wayne County School Board has a work session today at 6 p.m. at the Tech Center. On the agenda, under surplus item, Dr. Kelly and the board will discuss surplus property in Scriven, Georgia. COVID update today. Also, capital outlay projects will be updated, and the Capital Outlay Advisory Committee will have an update from Dr. Kelly. Several board policies, executive session, discuss personnel. All that today at 6 p.m. at the Tech Center. We'll have a full report for you tomorrow here on the local news. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Wayne County Historical Society has not been able to meet for several months due to COVID, but they're going to meet this Thursday, October 14th at Western Citizen Restaurant. The street meal begins at 6 p.m. this Thursday with the meeting and program beginning at 7 p.m. Former State Representative Henson Mosley will be the guest speaker. He'll be highlighting his book, God Knew, and we'll have copies of his book for sale after the meeting. And this is their first meeting in several months due to COVID. The Wayne County Historical Society meeting this Thursday, October 14th, at the Western Citizen Restaurant. Need more information, call Mary Lou Drury at 912-590-4894 or Janet Royal at 912-385-6282. Jim Beck, the former Georgia Insurance Commissioner, heads to federal court today to learn his sentence after being convicted of stealing more than $2 million from his previous employer. Prosecutors intend to argue for a 10-year prison sentence, while his attorneys will argue for a sentence of 5 years. Pre-sentencing report says he will pay nearly back $3 million in restitution to cover the thefts and tax crimes, but Beck's attorneys will argue that number should come down. Again, the hearing is scheduled for today in federal court at 9:30 a.m. In July, a jury convicted Beck of 37 counts of fraud and money laundering, funding a scheme to embezzle from the Georgia Underwriting Association, where he worked for before winning his job as state insurance commissioner. The case was a result of a string of lies and betrayals that Beck inflicted upon some of his closest friends and his cousin, dragging them into the scheme. He used the money to help finance his campaign back in 2018. Beck, who was indicted 4 months after taking office, was suspended by Governor Kemp. Kemp appointed longtime Doraville Police Chief and U.S. National Guard Major John King as the interim insurance commissioner, King seeking re-election in the year 2022. District Attorney Keith Higgins announced this week that Rodriguez Goodwin, age 23 of Brunswick, Georgia, entered a guilty plea to one count of malice murder and death of 20-year-old Cameron Johnson, was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole by Superior Court Judge Stephen Scarlett. Goodwin was scheduled to go to trial in Glenn County today on September 13, 2019. Goodwin was at home on Ellis Street in Brunswick, Georgia. Also present were the victim and others, including a female that both Mr. Johnson and Mr. Goodwin had been involved in a relationship with. During the course of the evening, tensions arose between Goodwin and Johnson over the female in question. Both Goodwin and Johnson ended up outside the home, where a mutual friend encouraged them to stop fighting over the girl, encouraged them to talk it out. Goodwin and Johnson then took a walk around the block before returning to the home. After seemingly making peace with one another, Goodwin suddenly pulled out a handgun and shot Johnson in the chest and ran off. Johnson was pronounced dead at the hospital after suffering substantial blood loss. There were 3 eyewitnesses to the shooting. All of them said the shooting was unprovoked in any way by Cameron Johnson. At sentencing, Johnson's grandmother, who had raised him, described the family's pain at the loss of Cameron, but stated that she forgave Goodwin. Goodwin also spoke during the hearing and apologized to Cameron Johnson's family. At the time of the murder, Goodwin was on first offender probation for a prior aggravated assault. Besides receiving the life sentence for the murder, he was adjudicated guilty for the prior aggravated assault, sentenced to 20 years to run concurrent with his sentence in the murder case. In Georgia, defendant found guilty of murder has to serve at least 30 years in prison before becoming eligible for parole. We'll come back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes news, still a few days to sign up for the Big Buck contest. The dates October 16th through October 24th. You can hunt in Wayne, Long, Glenn, Brantley, Pierce, Appling, or Tattnall counties. Again, $5,000 guaranteed first place payout, remainder of payout based on number of entries. Contest and whitetail deer banquet hosted by the Wayne County Tourism Board. Banquet will be held at the Jesup Farmers Market on Saturday, November 1st at 6:30 p.m. It's a $50 entry fee per hunter. Entry includes 8-day Big Buck contest, entry into the banquet, meal, general raffle ticket, gun raffle ticket, and tournament T-shirt. Need more information, contact the Wayne County Board of Tourism at 912-427-3233 or 912-256-2512, or go to their website, waynetourism.com. Also, the Altamaha River Fall League Paddle set for Saturday, October 30th. Registration for the event, $10. Children under 10 paddle for free with a registered adult. Registration forms and more information can be obtained at the Jesup Train Depot or from the Tourism Board website at waynetourism.com. And the 9-mile paddle on the pristine section of the Altamaha River will begin at 9 a.m. that morning at Williamsburg Landing on Williamsburg Landing Road. It'll end at the Altamaha Regional Park in Glenn County. Again, paddlers should drop their canoes or kayaks at Williamsburg Landing before 8 a.m. to travel to the Altamaha Regional Park. A shuttle will carry paddlers from the takeout point to Williamsburg and leave Altamaha Regional Park at 8:30 a.m. that morning. As you bring your canoes, kayaks, life jackets, sunscreen, and snacks, enjoy a beautiful fall morning on the Altamaha River Saturday, October 30th. Community blood drive set for Monday, October 18th from 2 to 7 p.m. at Calvary Baptist Church Gymnasium, sponsored by the Jesup Shriners Ladies Auxiliary. Again, you can make an appointment by contacting the Red Cross, 1-800-RED-CROSS, 1-800-733-2767, and the blood drive Monday, October 18th from 2 to 7 p.m. That's going to do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.